JD Vance continues to show us that he knows how to handle himself on these left woke media channels when they bring him on to interview him. He knows how to remain calm, remain polite, but still get his point across. Have a watch.
So this week we learned that China was behind a broad hacking campaign targeting the phones of both presidential campaigns, highlighting the threat that China poses to this country. And yet Donald Trump recently called his domestic political opponents, quote, the enemy from within, and said they are more dangerous than Russia and China. Do you believe that people like Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi are more dangerous than Russia and China?
Well, I think what Donald Trump said is that those folks pose a greater threat to United States' peace and security because America is strong enough to stand up to any foreign adversary.
Do you agree with him? They pose a larger threat to the United States than Russia and China?
What he said, and I do agree with this, what he said is that the biggest threat we have in our country, it's not a foreign adversary because we can handle these guys. We can handle foreign conflicts. We can handle, look, under Nancy Pelosi's long life in public leadership, the United States has gone from the preeminent industrial power of the world to second next to China. That fundamentally belongs on Nancy Pelosi's shoulders. And if we're going to have a more prosperous country, we've got to recognize our own leadership is why we lost our industrial base to China. Our own leadership is failing to lead this country into peace and prosperity. And of course, Kamala Harris, look, when I look at the biggest threats to America, Kristen, I think the fact that people can't afford groceries, the fact that we can't meet our recruitment goals in the military, the fact that Americans have a wide open southern border, that's a way bigger threat than any foreign threat. And yes, it's caused by broken leadership.
JD Vance nailed it with his answer. It is caused by broken leadership. He answers the question that she asked, that he agrees that our leaders in our own country are a bigger threat than our foreign enemies that we have. And his answer made sense because we're prepared and we're ready to handle any foreign enemy who wants to attack us, right? Everybody knows that, and they continue to work on that. But when it comes to our leaders here in our own country, they are the worst threat because they're in power. They have the power to cheat, to lie, in my opinion, to make things happen that pockets and fills their pockets versus fills American people pocket. They have the power to ensure their lives are safe and don't care about our lives by not even protecting the border or even acknowledge Americans who are getting killed, raped, and worse. None of the Democrats are even recognizing the horrific things that are going on right now. And as JD Vance said, is because of broken leadership. Republicans need to get in office so we can clean this up. She, the CNN reporter, kept on just pushing it. So do you agree? So you'd agree? And JD Vance caught on to that. And that's why he's like, I agree with Trump and this is why, right? He had a chance to explain why. And that made sense to me. Didn't make sense to her because she kept on pushing him and trying to get him into a trap. But everything JD Vance said, I totally agree with. It's because of broken leadership.